Our guest today is Nancy Murphy, CEO of CSR Communications, who for the last 30 years has helped organizations to lead change and solve seemingly impossible social challenges. And Nancy, I gotta be honest with you, I can't think of one organization or one leader today who doesn't have a priority around change. But you say something pretty interesting. You say that to be more successful at getting those change efforts to actually stick, today's leaders need to operate more like Indiana Jones. Tell us what you mean by that.
Well, Angelique, like Indiana Jones, leaders need to go on a quest, an archaeological dig for what we at CSR Communications call artifacts. Little things we leave behind that tell us who and what we value, what matters, and how things really get done around here. And sometimes they conflict with the change we want.
Well, what I love about that is it brings a little bit of fun to the idea, but it also starts questions like that, ideas like that, start to open up our brains to see things that maybe were blind spots for us that we couldn't see before. Can you give us an example of an organization that had artifacts, as you call them, that kept them stuck or caused them to boomerang back to where they were, and so their change efforts didn't stick?
Absolutely. We recently helped a global nonprofit that was struggling to retain women leaders. So they started a mentoring program and appointed a gender council. Nothing worked. Then, using our proprietary site survey and excavation process, we unearthed artifacts in conflict with their goal. For example, standing 7:30 a.m. leadership meetings and shout outs at the start of staff meetings that all sounded something like, "Huge thanks to Tom and his entire team for working around the clock last week on that big proposal." Now, the best thing? Fixing those didn't cost a dime or require any special authority.
Well, I bet there are a lot of organizations right now that are listening to that also thinking, oh my goodness, well, we do those things. We better talk to Nancy about that because we're doing that very thing right now. You also say that there's a certain type of individual that needs to be really spearheading the change inside of organizations if they want it to stick. Tell us about that person. Tell us about that role that should be at the forefront of these change initiatives.
It's called intrapreneur, Angelique. Leaders who bring entrepreneurial spirit and innovation to change established organizations from within. And these unsung heroes choose small, strategic, sustained action to move their organization from box checker to game changer.
Well, I will say that it is a buzzword today to hear folks say we need to stop just checking boxes, although most people are, in fact, just checking boxes. So let's dig a little bit deeper into who these people are. Tell us about, really go deeper into who these leaders are and what do they need if they're going to be successful in spearheading that role?
Well, Angelique, they're leaders like those in our Intrapreneurs Influence Lab who reduce stigma and improve quality of mental health care for a large college campus, or redesign a more equitable workforce system for a major city, or eliminate single-use plastics throughout a global facilities management company. And our experience shows, whatever the desired result, these leaders need three powerful things to succeed. Number one, the experimenter's mindset. Test things out, be willing to fail, learn, and adapt. Number two, the campaigner's commitment. We'd all love to proclaim our vision for change once and be done. But like the candidate on the campaign trail, we must deliver our stump speech over and over with the same level of enthusiasm. And finally, number three, a cadre of change champions. So many of these entrepreneurs go it alone. Instead, they need a circle of champions inside their organization to help carry the burden, and a network of fellow entrepreneurs outside their organization for insight and support.
I love that you gave us these 3 very tangible things for organizations to start looking at. You've given us a lot to think about. You've covered a lot of different things. I think a lot of people are going to be also thinking they want to go back and start watching the Indiana Jones series, which I love. Other than thinking about Indiana Jones, what is the one thing that you want all leaders, particularly the leaders who are responsible for taking their organizations into the future, what do you want them to walk away with? What do you want them to do next?
Starting change with grand gestures can be easy, but it's the small, seemingly insignificant signals and steps sustained over time that really make change stick. And our viewers can even start today with a complimentary site survey. Together, we'll map the richest areas in your organization to go dig for the artifacts stalling the change that you want.
Absolutely amazing. Thank you for sharing all of this with us. And to learn more about leading change that sticks and sign up for one of those free site surveys, be sure to visit csrcommunications.com. Thank you so much.